Hello everyone, welcome to RKS Bollywood YouTube channel. So the today topic will be Mrs. Dalloway by Virginia Woolf. Okay, so Mrs. Dalloway is considered one of the best novel by Virginia Woolf, who was one of the most important novelists of 20th century. She was a prolific writer of essays, letters, and biographies. She wrote many literary work in her literary career, among them Mrs. Dalloway, To the Lighthouse, Arnaldo, A Room of One's Own, are her world famous work and have been translated into more than 50 languages. And Mrs. Virginia Woolf, Mrs. Dalloway is translated is the perfect example of literary stream of consciousness, style of writing. It doesn't have a specific theme, but it rather following thought of a main character. So Mrs. Dalloway was published in 1925 and it is the story of Mrs. Dalloway which takes place in London. So one day or night in June of 1923. Okay. Clarissa Dalloway is an upper class housewife married to Richard, a politician. Clarissa is throwing a party that night and she went to buy flower for the party. When she returns home, she meets with Peter Walsh, a very old friend. Peter Walsh and Clarissa have always been very close, both of them, and share a lot of old memories with each other. And Peter Walsh leaves when Clarissa's daughter Elizabeth enters, and he walks to Regent Park thinking about Clarissa's refusal of his marriage after. So on the other hand, Septimus Warren Smith, a veteran of World War First who is suffering from psychological disturbance, also wait in Regent Park along with his Italian wife Lucrezia. Septimus imagines that he is a kind of prophet and his hallucination of his dead soldier friend Evans. Lucrezia takes Septimus Dr. Holmes, who is convinced that Septimus has nothing wrong with him and is found that afternoon. And the Smith visit to the Sir William Bradford, a famous doctor of the psychological patient. Sir William Bradford to plan to send Septimus to a mental institution. So here stream of consciousness is there. Okay, I means here Clarissa Dalloway is first seen, and then you have Clarissa Dalloway all memories are revolving, and now here the second is Septimus Warren Smith, who is soldier, and he's missing his old friend Evans. Okay, so we have also like Peter Walsh, the Clarissa old, when they were in young age, they were lovers. So how they means this is all about stream of consciousness. Okay, past to present, present to future. So Richard Dalloway has launched with Lady Bruton. How after long, Richard gets roses for Clarissa and plans to tell her he loved her, but when he sees her, he cannot say it. Clarissa considers the soul of privacy between even a husband wife. Richard leaves and Elizabeth emerges with Doris Kellerman, her history tutor, and Clarissa emails. This is not the important. Okay, Septimus and Lucrezia share a moment of happiness, and then Dr. Holmes arrives to visit Septimus and thinks of Holmes as a monster condemned to death, and Septimus jump out of window and killing himself as an act of defense. Okay, so Septimus जो था वो मर गया, and on the other side Peter goes to Clarissa party where most of the Nov's upper class character eventually resemble, and like Clarissa is a perfect hostess, but his wife party fell Sally Sutton and all arrive. His wife tells Clarissa and Septimus suicide. After hearing this news, Clarissa leaves for a while, and Peter and Sally and waiting for Clarissa to join them, and Clarissa finally appear. So conclusion, through this novel, Virginia Woolf portrays the mental condition of all the characters, including Mrs. Dalloway. Okay, Mrs. Dalloway first, Septimus, okay, Peter Walsh, okay, they all are mentally disturbed because of their past incidents, and this is the main characteristic of psychological fiction which Virginia Woolf represents through this novel, Mrs. Dalloway. Thanks for watching. So this is the end of +3 थर्ड सेमिस्टर, ग्रेजुएशन थर्ड सेमिस्टर का क्लियर हो गया है हमारा. नेक्स्ट हम जाएंगे फोर्थ सेमिस्टर को. 1 जून से, ओके सॉरी 7 8 जून से स्टार्ट करेंगे।